hope you're doing well. I met something in Matthew chapter 4 that I would love to share with you. Matthew chapter 4, let me just read it from verse 1 to about 11, talks about the temptation of Jesus when he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Now, verse 1 says, Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, afterwards he was hungry. Now when the tempter came to him, he said, If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become bread. This one struck me with concern, that sometimes we get so backed up in a corner and we find ourselves hungry for something at one point or the other. Now, being hungry is not bad, but at the point when you are hungry, do you consider the hands that feed you, or do you consider what you eat or where you eat from? Because when we are most vulnerable, or let me use the word desperate, then we would easily go for something or for anything, all right? For anything, as long as it fills up the hunger that we are experiencing. I don't know if sometimes you have ever felt when you are most hungry, physically hungry, and there's a smell of a certain food that you normally do not like. Actually, you would not take it if you had an option. But because you are so hungry, that food smells nice. That food begins to smell good, and you feel like you could even eat it, at that point. It is because of the drive that we get from hunger, all right? And it raised a concern in my spirit because it reminded me of the story of Esau. And Esau in Genesis chapter 25, verse 29 to 34. He came in from the field hungry and found that his brother Jacob had prepared a bowl of, beans or soup, whatever you'd call it. And he sold his entire birthright for a bowl of soup. I mean, today we would be saying the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Esau. But a generational blessing passed him simply because he was hungry. And we find Jesus in the same situation. He is in his most vulnerable state. The Bible records that he is hungry. And the point where the enemy starts, is if he could turn, in fact, to prove that he's the Son of God, so that he could turn a stone into bread and eat it. And I've just come up here to, should I say encourage, or just to awaken, our sensitivity and our discernment in the spirit, asking, where do you feed from? When you're most hungry, when you feel hungry, do you care to find out from whose hands you are eating, or the place where you are feeding from? Sometimes we get so desperate for attention or approval, or sometimes we find ourselves in desperate situations needing financial breakthrough or assistance. Are we willing to take it from anywhere? All right, from literally anything that could show up as money, anything that would come, so long as at the end of it I get money. Would we sell ourselves so cheaply to to get what we are hungry for in that moment? And when I was studying the story of Jesus, and while he was being tempted, I wrote this down and I wanted just to read it to you. That any solution offered to you when you are hungry, that first of all puts a question mark on who God is and who you are in God, is not a solution. It is a trap, all right? Be very careful when you are desperate, or when you desperately need something. The enemy can still also offer that thing, You could think you are hungry, but much as God can serve that hunger, the enemy can also serve that hunger. And sometimes in the moment it looks like it costs you nothing, but actually at the end of the day, it costs you more than you could ever imagine. At the end of it, you find out that I was hungry for this, I got it, yes, but what did it cost me? All right, what did I lose when I was feeding a certain, or filling up a certain gap that I had? What did I give up to gain this or that? So I just wanted to remind you and to encourage you of that, to be very careful where you feed when you are hungry. God bless you.